Wow, it's been a 5 hour drive back from Wales. Um, at times a little bit stressful because a few unknowns, given the fact the car's towing 800 k's behind it, which obviously I've never done with it before. Um, so any weaknesses you're going to find it doing that. Um, had to do some alteration, as I said beforehand, with what gear I was in, all that malarkey, because of all the extra factors that come into mind when you think about an old car and how things used to be done. Um, just got back and I learnt to tow as when I was a child, watching someone else do it, and because online, when I was young, as all kids do, you sit there playing these little games where you're sort of playing like tow reverse games, ridiculous things like that. And I used to just play it endlessly because I just loved it. Fascinated me how you have to do all the different angles to reverse, and um, that was one reason why I always wanted to tow, always wanted to, and obviously with the small trailer that I got when I had the Renault 10, because that had no space for anything inside it, and the only option was, okay, given a tow bar, put it on it, let's get myself a trailer. So learned from that, and that was another bit of fun on its own, because that aisle was a bit iffy at one point, so you had all these extra factors to deal with rather than just the towing aspect and learning how to do it. But I still managed to do that because I just worked around it. Then the 5, again, it's fairly easy I found with the small trailer, because you could just see straight out the back window, and actually the fact that you had your extra massive door towing mirror hanging off the roof gutter, and you were using the dinky on that side, it didn't actually matter because you just looked backwards and just looked where you were going. Obviously caravan, totally different kettle of fish altogether, because you've got a massive square box behind you, and yeah, you're not seeing through it. It's just literally a brick that you're pushing backwards and hoping it goes where you expect it to. And obviously a little trailer, the axle's here, the front and back's probably there and there, so you've maybe got, well, my trailer, you've got probably about 18 inches front and back of the wheel, whereas this, yeah, I reckon if you cut a Renault 5 in, took the bonnet off a Renault 5, you've got about that distance, I think, between um, the yeah, I think you've probably got a Renault 5 from the bonnet, from the bulkhead backwards, on the front of this axle and behind it, so you've all of a sudden got this massive swing angle, so if you get it wrong, um, it could go badly depending on how much of an angle you put it at. But yeah, I've got it home and backed it up to where it's going to be parked for now, and it took me a few attempts just to get the rough positioning right, but I've blooming done it, and I'm freaking proud of myself for it. Because I've never had any formal training for towing. It's just something that, as I say, learnt to do on the computer years ago, and then just watched, and then watched people do it, and just like, I really want to learn to do that. I want to do it in the flesh, and obviously when I first got my licence, I would have had to take another test to be able to tow anything over 750, if that was what the car could actually tow. That restriction was taken away. When was it? I think it was last year, when they had all the massive backlog on the HGV tests. They were like, right, okay, we'll just reinstate that to everyone's licences. That's one less test for everyone to have to do. And yeah, so that means there's a lot of people like me out there, a lot of people like me now, where you might have wanted to tow and thought, yeah, okay, I'll give it a go, I can. Obviously, some people, like myself, I'm going to say that I feel fairly confident now, because have backed it around. I've had to learn all the little nicks and knacks that go with doing it with an old car as well, which is a little bit more to focus on. Um, but yeah, there's a lot of people like me out there who, some of those people like me might not be as good at it as other people. Consequently, there is now that kind of percentage. It's probably growing, to be fair, because there would have been this. That was about nearly 10 years ago that I passed my test. So yes, there's going to be probably a growing proportion of people that potentially never had their father or someone like that to watch doing it, so they're just sort of jumping in, having a go at it. So yeah, there's probably quite a varied skill level out there, but I'm bloody impressed with that. I taught myself to reverse toe, and blooming done it. Freaking happy with that. So yeah, I now have a Super Sprite Marauder. I think that's the order in which you say the name. Yeah, very happy indeed.